Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the PantyNectar podcast, your host, PantyNectar.
Hello. Welcome to the PantyNectar podcast. This is episode 58, so wherever you're listening, thank you for joining us today. We are going to talk about our recent NFT drop today. That has been super... running busy the last few days, getting that stuff out there, but it is amazing. And we are excited to talk about some of the stuff going on with the NFT launch. But before we get into that, I just want to wish you guys, a happy day, whether you're listening in the morning or in the afternoon. I hope that you're having a great day. If not, I hope that this podcast can help encourage you to change your thoughts around a little bit, regardless of your circumstance. And I hope that you can turn that day around.
It's always a good day with you, PantyNectar. I'm happy as fuck to be here with everybody that we're live with, and it's a lovely day. The day after the big NFT airdrop that was Valentine's Day.
I was about to say, I love that we know it as like the NFT drop day, and everyone else is like, it's Valentine's Day yesterday. We're like, I kept forgetting it was Valentine's Day.
It's like anytime anything happens on your birthday or somebody makes plans, it's like, you don't know it's my birthday that day? I was like, no, I had no clue. Well, it's my birthday.
I think like a really cool thing about our relationship, Mr. P, is that like, there were a few people that reached out yesterday and were like, oh, what are you guys doing for Valentine's Day? And I'm like, oh, I'm making dinner like we usually do. And like, nothing's really different with us. And I think that's because like you and I'm not against anyone who does celebrate Valentine's Day. So please, like, this works for us. I'm just talking about what works for us. And I'm not down on anyone that goes and buys their wives or their significant other flowers on Valentine's Day. But
no, not at all.
Mr. P and I, we really try to celebrate each other every day of the year.
Yeah.
We try to be kind. And I know one thing that we kind of don't do anymore because we have such busy lives. But like when we first started dating, Mr. P and I we would spend like, this is kind of corny, but like the first 15 minutes of the day, just like loving on each other and like just cuddling before we have to get up for work and start our crazy days. And then once we leave each other, like and we still do this, we maybe not as much, which we need to work on, but we would just always constantly tell each other how grateful we were to have each other.
Yeah.
And I think that like that sometimes gets out of habit because it's like, I love you.
Right.
And, I know that you love me, and I know that, love me more than anything in the world. So I think it's important to constantly maybe tell your significant other that. I think saying it and not getting comfortable in that is what keeps a relationship, like keeps the appreciation there, keeps all that there. And like, that's the reason I don't need you to go buy me flowers on Valentine's Day that are probably going to die in a few days, because you're professing your immense amount of love for me. And like, I know that you love me every day because we make a valiant effort to do that every single day for each other.
Yes, we do. And also we understand that, like you said, if Valentine's Day is your thing and that's what you do, then by all means do it. I know that Valentine's Day means a lot to a lot of people. So definitely not trying to discredit anybody.
It means a lot to us now.
Yes, it does for the NFT airdrop. But in all seriousness, I've always just had an issue, like an internal issue. This is my issue with like gifts, kind of in general. Like Christmas and birthday. Like I just like I don't like the obligation of feeling like, oh, it's fucking this day on the calendar, and 100 years ago, somebody in some corporate boardroom decided that this is an important day to make a bunch of money. So we're going to market a holiday and get everybody to buy into it. And then we just get sucked into it, and it feeds the economy really. And that's a good thing. But I've just
we saw our old neighbor shuffling his ass in the house early with a vase of flowers. He said, "Oh, you better get them flowers in there." Fucking shuffling in there with the flowers.
Yeah, we watch our neighbors across the street, and like they're funny, man. They they're a little bit older, and there's definitely an interesting dynamic there where you can tell she wears the pants. Yeah. And so yesterday he shows up with like It was
early.
before 7 a.m. It was like 6:45 in the morning. You're like, look at him. He has flowers. I was like, what?
His old ass shuffling in there.
He
with
is going
flowers.
inside.
It cracks me up. But yeah, I just think like, I don't know. And like you were saying, gifts, I think we really get along very well with that because like, a lot of my adolescence, like we were poor. So like you didn't get a lot of outrageous, crazy gifts, you know, you got like skateboard for Christmas and stuff like that. So like I have appreciation for those finer things, but there's no part of me that like, I need you to get me diamond earrings so that I know that you love me or that like, or even that like, that shows for me personally that shows any type of like, oh, he loves me. He got me diamond earring. Like I just don't connect on that level with that.
Yeah, I think for me, like, and you know, talking about my last statement, I do love there's nothing more gratifying to me than giving somebody
love gift
something.
giving.
Like, right, giving is like probably the greatest feeling in the world. And you know, the little bit that I have been able to give throughout my life, it's like when you really give something without expectation and like that person appreciates it, it's the greatest fucking feeling in the world. So I do love getting people gifts. I'll just it'll be like fucking like June 16th.
I was about to say, just
and
not for
like,
your fucking birthday.
Exactly, like not your birthday though. You know, like it'll be like, why is this coming? Well, I just saw it and I thought that you should have this and it's beautiful and great. I know, like, yeah, I do enjoy getting people things and it's funny because like I come from a large family, right? Like I have some siblings and when I was a kid, like all my siblings, when we were like teenagers, we would do like this like gift thing. And like, I just like, there was just something in me. It was probably totally wrapped up in ego, probably still is.
Right.
But it's just like, I just don't like doing it. It's just like this weird feeling inside, right? Like, I was just like, I was like,
no,
fucking,
and
it's
then
like Christmas morning, fuck, you know? Like,
and then it's like the obligation of like, are they going to like the gift that I got them?
Yes.
Then that worries me because that's why I like, I love gift giving. I just love giving. So regardless if that's feeding you or anything like that, I love giving.
And by the way, I love seeing your little titties hanging out right here.
Thanks. You like that?
Yeah, I like grabbing them too.
We were
Sorry,
like,
I didn't mean to interrupt.
Let's do a podcast. And I said, I'm going to keep my robe on. My favorite robe. But
Maybe I was like, maybe I should show my titties. There we go. Oh, hairy and nasty. No, PantyNectar. So yesterday was the big day, the day that we have planned for. I mean, we've been talking about it for over a year, right?
Yeah.
I mean, like seriously planning for the last month or two. But yesterday was finally the day that the NFT was released, the PantyNectar 100 NFT collection. And it is 100 exclusive photos of you.
Yeah.
And I think that they're fantastic, beautiful.
They're fun, sexy, exciting.
It's captivating. I think that there's just kind of it runs the gamut of you from, you know, your fitness life to just being out, your casual nature.
Girl next door kind of look that's just innocent.
Being silly, blowing the bubbles. Yeah. I love the bubbles.
Oh, the 3D glasses.
The 3D glasses.
For the crypto punks.
The top hat.
Yes.
Actually, yesterday they launched, right? And so we airdropped all 100 tokens. Actually, it was 99 because we had minted one a few days before. It was the very first one. There are 100 tokens. Yesterday, 99 of them were airdropped. And it is really fucking cool to see everybody have their NFTs and talking about them. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say in the Discord where, you know, people are able to connect their NFT to and connect their wallet to the Discord to verify that they are a PantyNectar 100 NFT holder. And we actually have a Diamond Hands lounge for all of those guys.
For all the Diamond Hands.
Yes. So it's honestly because, you know, I wish a lot of people understood like, Mr. P and I just come up with these wild ideas. We literally just come up with these things that we're like, okay, what can we do different? What can we do that's fun? What can we do that will bring something to the table? And this NFT thing has obviously been a very big in the works for us for a while. And we don't know how a lot of our stuff is if it's gonna hit, if it's gonna miss, if it's gonna, anything like that. So I think like I hope that we inspire people to just act. Just do what you want to do. Just put it out there. Like a lot of the stuff with PantyNectar, like I've had no clue if it's going to work or not. And it does. And the reason that it does is because it's an authentic thing coming from me, coming from something that's true and stemming and not coming off of an idea from someone or copycatting or anything like that. So this NFT thing, we're just like, let's just do it. And let's just see how it ends up. And like, I was honestly blown away by the amount of people messaging on Instagram, on Discord, messaging all over, talking about like how excited they were. And like, I just can't even express how like honored and thankful and grateful I am that you guys, were so pumped just like us and shared that same kind of excitement for us with this NFT thing. It's been a lot of fun.
Yeah. And you talk about like, you don't know how it's going to be received or like so much of it for us is just like, what the hell do we even do?
Yeah. Yeah.
How do we mint these ERC 721 tokens and airdrop them to all these people and have enough Ethereum to do so? Because we paid for everything, right? It was free for the people receiving them. And we wanted it to be that way. We didn't want it to be that it was seen as a cash grab or trying to exploit the community. No, these were free for the airdrop recipients. And so it was just like, how do we do so much of this? And the first hurdle was the what do we do for NFTs to begin with? Do we do an 1155 airdrop where they all look the same and we could mint like fucking 1,000, 10,000 of them and then just send them out there,
right?
Or have people come and mint them on a page and just pay gas, and then it's like then people are paying, and then it's just I don't know. It just became kind of overwhelming. I'm like, fuck. Okay, let's get back to the basics,
right?
Let's just what got us here, right? It's the fucking photos, the beauty of you. And that's what, so many people gravitate towards PantyNectar through the beauty of you. And then they realize what the community is about. And it's amazing. And then, so, we talked about doing, whether it be photographs or, artwork or something like that. And we decided on photos and we decided on 100, just because.
Which at first we were like 100 photos, like that's a lot of photos. That's a ton of photos to have to try to find different
good
concepts.
Photos.
Yeah.
Good, and some of them are absolutely just fucking phenomenal. Yesterday I was telling you, I was like, it kind of surprises me that I can fuck around and take some really good pictures sometimes. It's like, wow, like this one turned out amazing. When it happens, you're like,
pictures.
Like, what's your favorite one from the collection? Do you have a favorite?
I do. I would have to say, like, I have a handful of favorites. I think it's a close tie between.
People are going to be coming back to this and be like, PantyNectar said this was my favorite.
I know, mine is the favorite,
so
yes.
Be careful.
Oh, God. Now I'm like, don't think of Discord, anyone that said anything. Okay. So one of my absolute favorites is definitely the picture. We shared it in Discord yesterday in the lounge. Me holding the camera with just my left eye sticking out and like it's focused on my eye, and my eye is like in a fucking ocean you can get lost in. It looks just absolutely, the lighting, everything looks amazing. And then another one of my favorites is actually you taking the photo and me standing in front of you completely nude, or maybe I was taking the photo and you're covering up my, putting your hand here, bottom, and putting your hand here. And like that photo is so sexy and like you're in all black and it really captivates like kind of our relationship and like that feel of it. It's sexy and it's like grabbing and daring, and I don't know, it's just a super exciting photo. And then I think the other ones that I kind of like were me in the blue dress laying over. Like those just look like just so, it almost looks like water. The reflection from this table that we're at, it was just, those are absolutely incredible photos.
Yeah, and they all turned out, phenomenal, those, especially the ones you were talking about. And I want people to know that today, especially with AI, coming around and all these deep fakes and just crazy shit that computers can do nowadays. Like for the past 20, 25 years, it's been like, oh, was that photo photoshopped or now it's like, fuck, was that photo even real?
Was it even? Yeah.
So like these photos, they were all, let's see, all 100 of them, I believe. They were all taken with the Sony A7 R5 or whatever it is. And they were done with one of them was done with, or a lot of them were done with the 35 millimeter lens, the Sony G Master series.
Which is an incredible lens.
And then it's that one right there that's recording. And then the others were taken. The ones mostly in the studio were taken with the Sony A7, but with the 135 lens.
Yeah. So
we used that as a portrait lens. That 135 Sony lens is fucking phenomenal. I absolutely love that thing. It's so sharp, so fast. And, we, of course, take that and we put it into post-processing and look at the image. There were very slight adjustments done.
Exposure,
things like that. But there's no, like, wiping out a fucking background.
Yeah.
Now
there is a photo with me with gray platinum.
That one right there.
That is a special photo. We specifically did that edit.
Only one. Actually, so that and then like the themes. The sexy vintage theme where it just like looks vintage as fuck. Like there's some twist in there but that of course is a layer that was thrown over the end to add to that. But everything else is basically just straight from the camera, even those that there's only one photo and it's my favorite. You were too crazy about it. The Matrix one, the blue and the red.
Oh, he loves that one. I look like a demon coming up from the freaking. It's an interesting photo.
And that's probably why, because I saw abstract. It before I took it. I was like, oh, if we put this red light behind you and have you hold the blue light, like it would look like that. It turned out exactly the way I was looking.
And that's
kind
what
of funky.
People think that like maybe it's super edited either. That's literally me holding one of our what kind of lights are those?
The aperture lighting.
They're little aperture lights that RBG. You can change them colors. I'm holding a blue one and there was a red one behind me in the background. Like that's what I wish people would. And I'm grateful for you because you're very knowledgeable about this, but like you don't need to be drop dead gorgeous to do photos. You don't need to have any sort of extra anything. As long as you know how to work the lighting and like take a decent photo, you can take incredible photos.
Well, it's photography's painting with light, right?
Yeah.
And I could go on days and days and days. And as a matter of fact, I started a new Twitter profile yesterday. For the just kind of photography stuff, because I just want to put that out there, and I'll probably start a podcast and talk about it. So if you want to, I'll be getting more in depth about my photography techniques and what I do. Please understand, I am not an expert. It just works for me. I'm a PantyNectar expert, but and it works well for us. It's just kind of our style. But I try to keep things just as natural as possible, right? Like I want people, when I'm behind the camera and I'm about to press that shutter button, I want people to see what I'm seeing. I don't want to have to go and fucking crop this and remove this. Right. First of all, I don't know how to do that stuff. I mean, like I know how to crop and make exposure adjustments and things, but like these people that know how to like take heads off of people on Photoshop and put it, I'm like, wow, how do you do that? I wish I had that much knowledge. Yeah. But I just don't. So I tried to make everything as perfect as possible in the camera.
So is that just at Vonder on Twitter?
So Vonder Media. So I didn't even mention that. Yeah.
Okay.
At Vonder Media, there's literally nobody following me right now. So.
But if you have any questions about like how to take a photo or things like that, I know that you're going to be putting out some information, lots of podcast information about that. So if you guys want any type of photographer, anything, follow, shoot him a message.
Yeah, and I started a website a month or two ago because I was like, I just kind of want to put this stuff out there. Vonder, VONDR. Don't ask me what it means. It's just a word out of my head. VONDR.media. So Vonder.media. You'll go there, see some real fucking shitty low-grade pictures that I think are cool. And
they're so good.
There are some cool pictures.
There's some very cool pictures there.
Like the water pictures and, like the canal and stuff. It's beautiful. But But so I want to tell you about my favorite.
Oh,
Actually, I
okay.
don't know if I have a favorite. I have a few favorites. So yesterday we did the airdrop, and so I want to clear something up real quick. I was in the Discord this morning, I think, and so there was kind of maybe not people upset, but there were people just kind of bummed a little bit that they may have not received one, and they submitted their address, I'm assuming. And I had this conversation with one of the guys, and I was clear in the NFT channel in our Discord that this was a limited edition collection. There's only 100 tokens. They're ERC 721 tokens, meaning that they're all individual. They're all unique. They are basically considered like the best NFT, if you will, on Ethereum, because you can control everything individual to that token. Because of that, there's a lot of data associated with them. They cost more money to create. And since we are assuming all the costs, I want to be very cognizant of where these are going. And then not only that, the collector's value to it of, we're only doing 100. So if I send some to wallets that just get lost because people don't understand crypto, private keys, seed phrases, fucking this, that, there's a lot of moving parts there. And I just did not feel comfortable sending some of these NFTs to. So what I did was we had on our website, PantyNectar.com, we had a form there for people. All they had to do, there was one line they had to submit, and that was their Ethereum address. So there was no email address, no phone number. You didn't have to sign up for anything. All you had to do was just go put in your Ethereum address, boom. So that populated a list for us to look through, and we were able to look at all the Ethereum addresses that were submitted. And, like someone was like, oh, well, I'm confused because I put out a list in the Discord, and they were like, there's not nearly 100 names on this list. And like, well, first of all, there weren't 100 Ethereum addresses submitted. So it would be impossible. But secondly, a lot of the Ethereum addresses were people trying to get duplicates, right? And I could see
There were several
people, and hey, I respect the hustle. That's what, especially like the NFT thing's about. You try to get in, and you can, you get in, get early, and you can really take advantage of that. So I respect the hustle, but at the same time, I'm trying to get these into good hands, and to make it fair for the people that put it in and that were the recipients. And so we were able to use different data techniques to see, I was able to compare addresses. I would take different addresses and see that they had same transactions, or that it was the same .eth name tied to different ones. So I would prune some of those addresses out. So what was left was a list of, I can't recall, 40 something,
yeah,
good, solid addresses. And so out of those, I know that you talked about the your favorite photo, the one of you doing the direct selfie in the mirror.
Yes.
That was that's number 2 in the collection. And that was sent to one of my buddies, one of the CryptoPunks, Navor. He's in the V1 CryptoPunks. I think he's a mod, actually. And me and Navor, we've talked for now over a year and whatever it has been. And like, this guy is like a fucking collector, like collector. That's what these dudes. So like, I submitted it to the CryptoPunks in the CryptoPunks Discord, the V1 Punks Discord, and the Alpha channel there in their holders section. I said, hey guys, we're doing this thing. If anybody wants to submit your ETH address to get an airdrop here, and I gave them the same instructions. And a few did, and I was very grateful for those that did. So most of those punks, they got 3 of them. So I know that those are in good hands. There's no kickback for us, for me. It's just like, we just wanted them to be in good hands. Whether they hold them all forever or sell them all, whatever they do, I know that the direction, they'll always, not always, you can't guarantee, but there's a higher % chance that those NFTs will be more looked after than someone that just doesn't really understand how it works. And it's not like, oh, well, you're not smart enough to figure out. No. Like, involved in buying and selling crypto myself since 2017, right? So like I've gone through the fucking headaches of like, wait a second, I thought that this wallet was supposed to be here, and it's like, no, you didn't write down your seed phrase. No, well, it's gone then. Well, what do you mean it's gone? Well, I can't get a password reset. No, it's like there's a lot of moving parts. There's a lot of things to learn. So the good news is that these are available on the secondary market right now. So if you see one that you really like, go make an offer on it.
And I think like a big question that people have is like, oh, why is PantyNectar doing NFTs? And I think the best answer that I can give is because PantyNectar is here for a long, long time. I don't plan to make this just like an OnlyFans thing and like that's just it and I'll be gone once I'm good and successful. You know what I mean? Like PantyNectar is here forever. And I think the best way to try to implement that message is by putting PantyNectar on the blockchain.
Absolutely.
The blockchain is here forever.
It's
Everything's
permanent.
there forever.
So long as we have nodes fucking spun up.
Exactly. So, and I think as long as PantyNectar is on the blockchain, anyone that ever sees that and Googles PantyNectar, I hope that they, see the kind of community that PantyNectar has, the kind of vibe and energy. And I talk in third person because I feel like PantyNectar is me, but PantyNectar is the community.
100%.
Mr. P and I are very much black sheeps, if you will. And so I think we represent everyone in that as well that maybe can't feel like they can be themselves because they will be judged by the people in their lives.
That's it.
And
people, sorry, I don't mean to interrupt. I just want to jump in. People live vicariously through us in that regard.
And Mr. P and I like don't think that we've had it easy at all. Like we've gone through, people finding out what we do, people not liking it, my friends not talking to me and being friends with me anymore, my own mom doing that. So like we've gone through some tough shit that like I'm glad that the PantyNectar community has been here for. And like, if people want to talk shit and look down on what we do, then I'm glad that we can be a voice for those that are wanting growth and positivity and happiness and good sex and good relationships and good vibes and a healthy life. And I think that that's what this stands for and what the community stands for. And so I'm very proud to put that on the blockchain.
Yeah, it'll be there for, at least these were Ethereum 721 tokens. So as long as they're there and no one burns them, like
don't
send
burn
it to burn addresses. They're like, oh, thanks, 0x000000.
My goodness, yes.
No, I agree with you, and also a whole new thing in the crypto space is Bitcoin ordinals, and that's a whole nother topic.
Yeah,
but basically, like I don't want to get too techy here.
In.
Yeah, but like. NFTs for the most part have been restricted to Ethereum based or Ethereum, the Ethereum virtual machine, right? And so like from Ethereum, there's other coins that you spin off from there, Polygon and just different things to where people could like make NFTs on these different chains. But like Bitcoin, which was the very first cryptocurrency that Satoshi Nakamoto started back in early 2009, like 2008, whenever it was, Bitcoin has been just basically a peer-to-peer electronic payment system, and it's fantastic. It's secure. It's great. And god damn, are there some fucking Bitcoin maxis, man? Like these guys are like insane. Like if you don't believe in Bitcoin, you're going to hell. If you don't believe in Bitcoin and you think that it's the only cryptocurrency, that you're going to hell. But it's a great blockchain. It's a great cryptocurrency. I'm not a maxi either way. I believe in decentralization. That's what I'm a maxi for. But for so long, like NFTs basically had no way to be inscribed on Bitcoin. Up until recently, this guy or a team of guys, and those guys' names Casey. He goes by, man, I should have Rodmar RODMAR or something like that on Twitter, and that's his.
We can put his name in the show notes.
In the show
if you want
notes,
to check it out.
But so he came up with like this ordinal wallet. And so it requires you to be able to run your own Bitcoin node locally, and then, or you could actually run it in the cloud on the connector wallet. But nonetheless, I spun up a Bitcoin node, and so I could take this ordinal wallet and then connect the two. And then what you do is you have your wallet connected to your Bitcoin node, and you're looking at me like,
no, because I want to talk about. I want to.
Yeah, it's easy. And so then you can use that through the command line interface and upload artwork and actually inscribe it into a fucking Satoshi.
Yeah.
And so once it's inscribed on that Satoshi, it's there forever.
Yeah.
And people are like, well, why is that significant? I don't, but like it's when you get down to it, like Ethereum, like the ERC 721 tokens, most of them are stored off chain. Most of the metadata is stored in a IPFS, the interplanetary file system, or another type of decentralized server network. While they're not stored in a centralized server, they're decentralized, but they're not on the blockchain itself. These ordinal inscriptions on Bitcoin, they are actually inscribed into Bitcoin, into that Satoshi. So, so we actually did one the other day. One of our first ones was we inscribed PantyNectar.
There were people inscribing like dick butts.
Yeah. Crypto dick butts.
Crypto dick butts. There were some just inscribing dicks in general. One of them did 69, right? Or something like that.
I think the 10,000th ordinal inscription was the number 69.
Yeah, like a picture of 60. Yeah. Like it's so, I love the crypto community because they're all just a bunch of like, fun trolls isn't the nerds. Right word, but yeah, fun like nerds. Just horny fucking, they're just dudes. It is
permissionless. So there's a lot of females in the crypto community too, and that's one of the things is that the females that are in the crypto community, like there's a lot, but they're definitely outnumbered.
Right.
Men make up in the crypto community. The Web3 space could benefit from more women getting involved,
more creators getting involved. Yep. Yes.
So the more the merrier. And we hope that, that this PantyNectar 100 collection can inspire other people to,
right.
I know how hard for us, I had a lot of mental roadblocks into doing this collection. And it's like, okay, like you were talking about earlier, it's just like, just do it.
Right.
Just fucking do it. It's like going out and running, the hardest part about going running is taking that first step. Once you get started, then you just roll with it, right? Yep. You might have some pain along the way, but you get over it.
Yeah.
And you just keep putting one foot in front of the other. And it was a lot of fun. And so I hope people do their own NFT collections. And if anybody ever has any questions, I'm no expert. I'm not a Solidity developer. I don't write my own code in that regard. But I could point you in the right direction and, maybe able to help you out. So I'd definitely be willing to do that.
And if people want to look at the NFTs that we do have up from the PantyNectar 100, they can go to
PantyNectar.com.
Okay.
There will always be a place on the homepage right now. There's a button there for OpenSea or Looks Rare.
Okay.
They're on Rareable and whatnot. But like we just dropped this yesterday.
Yeah.
And they were airdropped. Oh, that was another thing we should have need to mention is that K1010 or whatever his name is in Discord brought up yesterday that since these were airdropped, if you're on OpenSea and you're looking and you were expecting an airdrop, go check your hidden tab. So like when you're on your profile, you see like the ones that you own. There's a tab up there, hidden. There's favorites, whatnot, hidden. Maybe it's under something, but under there, if you're looking for your PantyNectar 100 NFT, it may be under the hidden tab.
Yeah, so check it out there. That's another one of those things like you just kind of have to roll with the punches. And because we airdropped them into people's wallet, OpenSea counted it as spam.
Yeah, it's like, Jesus fucking Christ. Like, I wouldn't so we wrote OpenSea and it's like, man, I was not expecting that.
Yeah, so that's one of those things like, you're going to come.
Is what it is.
There's going to be hiccups. There's going to be roadblocks. There's going to be things that maybe don't go as smooth as you'd like them to, but guess what? That's fucking life. So you have to roll with it and you got to just keep moving forward, or you can stand still and sit in the same place and cry about it. But
right.
I don't know how that helps. Well, I hope that you guys have a great rest of your day. If you want to check out those NFTs, you can go to PantyNectar.com. There's some links there for you to check out. And remember, if you were expecting an NFT airdrop, please check your hidden folder.
Yes.
If you guys have any questions, please feel free to reach out to myself or Mr. P. We'd be happy to talk to you guys.
See ya.
Have a good one.